Not bad. Not bad. Sounds not bad. I'm sounding not bad. Hi, Hugo. Hi. Alright, guys. Man. Crook as hell. Like, this is not getting any better. I'm just going to do 6 questions today. It's going to be complex numbers, the merit questions from 2016. We'll do that, and then we'll call it a night, because I don't know. I don't think this is healthy for me to keep going like this, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do today, guys, just focus just on those merit questions. I was going to do a full merit marathon. That's okay, Hugo. It's not too bad. I mean, like, you can still pick up stuff as I go through. Just looking at it, yeah, there's still things that you can do in here which you can still pick up on the way. So what we'll do as normal, guys, I'll put up a time, and then I'll go through the answers. So what am I gonna say? This one here, we'll give it about 8:03. Yeah. So we're gonna go through the answer at 8:03. On mute. Yeah, Abdullah's adventure. I remember you, Abdullah. Hugo, I think you can still do this from memory. If I look at the question, yeah, no, it looks like all of the stuff is going to require complex, like the understanding of the imaginary number. So it's okay, mate. Like, you can still listen in and just kind of see how to do this. Yeah, the original plan was to do all 18 questions from 2016, all the merit questions. I was like, nah, I think I'll do 6 and then get some shut-eye. Do you guys need more time, or do you guys want me to actually start working on the answer? Yeah, I'll do the 2016 merits like maybe next week, because yeah, just I think this weekend I'm gonna focus on the level 1 MCAT, because they've got that on Tuesday next week. So I reckon next week Thursday we can do the 2016 differentiation and integration merit questions, just because I think I should be better by then next week, so I should be able to do 12 questions. Yeah. Alright, look, I know I said 8:03, but I think we'll just start going through the answers. No, Bambi, that's I'm scheduled for tomorrow 8 o'clock, but I just realized that I'm gonna be a bit late. It might actually be at 9 o'clock, if I make it home by 9 o'clock, because I got to supervise a ePro 8 competition tomorrow. Forgot about that. So I'll be a little bit late for tomorrow's tutorial, unless I do it from school. But like, I don't know. I probably will be late tomorrow. It'll be different, Abdullah. Like, different schools have it at different times. All right. So let's actually go through this question here, guys. Yes, Rani, tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow it'll be a late start. I'm thinking probably even like 9:15, just because it's a bit, yeah. I know, Rani, I know. So does pretty much the whole population that's sitting the MCAT. They're all sitting around Tuesday. Glad to hear, Sam. DPC, not this week, man, because I was supposed to do it yesterday. I was actually in a much worse situation yesterday than today. Yeah, so just time, man, time. But we'll try and do the catch up of it sometime next week. Because once the level 1 MCATs is over, we get a little bit more time, because those year 11s are stressing out at the moment about their exams. So anyway, guys, let's get through this question here. So with this question, what we're trying to do is we're trying to put x in terms of p. What we want to get rid of is the square root symbol, first thing, right? See you, June. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 5 root x squared is equal to square root of x minus p squared. So this is pretty much the first step here. When we do this, the right hand side, the square root and squared kind of cancel out each other, and you're left with just x minus p. On the left hand side, we've actually got 5 minus root x times 5 minus root x. So we expand the quadratic. So whether you do FOIL, whatever you want to call it, right? So we got 5 times 5, which is 25, and then 5 times negative root x is negative 5 root x, negative 5 root x, and then negative times negative is plus. Square root of x times square root of x is just x. Okay. I would probably say you probably should be doing level 2 algebra, Nathan, because for level 3 complex numbers, definitely it's an extension of algebra. So yeah, I would say you definitely need level 2 algebra. Okay. Next step is we're going to simplify this. We've got 25 minus 10 root x plus x equals x minus p. We've actually got x on both sides, so we can kind of cancel them out. And what we're left with is 25 take away 10 root x equals minus p. We want to have x by itself, so we're going to move the 25 to the other side. When we do that, we're going to get negative p minus 25. Now here's the thing, right? So the next thing we can do is get rid of the negative 10. So we're going to get root x is equal to minus p minus 25 divided by negative 10. Now, I'm just looking at the answers. Yeah. So the question is actually asking to write x in terms of p. So then we can just leave this as x equals to minus p minus 25 divided by minus 10, and just leave it as a squared there. So what I'll do, I'm going to put some line numbers. Grades. Corrected third line gets you a merit, which is now when it's actually fifth line. No, sorry, that actually gets you an achieved. Final part gets you merit. Uh, not today, Hugo. Just covering the merit questions. Abdullah, I'm gonna say it's a. I don't know, man. To be honest. Yes, Ruben, absolutely. I mean, I was just being lazy there, but you could have actually done it like this as well. You could have had x equals to p plus 25 over 10 squared. So you could have done that as well. Any other question, guys, before we move on to the next one? Uh, 2016, mate. All of these questions are from 2016, and they're all merit questions at the moment. So just focusing on the merit questions today. All right, let's go to. Thanks, DPC. That's. Yeah, that's cool, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What I'll do is, once again, I'm gonna leave it out there for you guys, and I'm gonna ask you guys to try and work it out. So Mohammed, I'm thinking of doing the next stream. I've got to do 2016 excellence questions for complex numbers, or maybe 2016 merit from differentiation and integration. So we'll try and kind of mix it up, eh? So if I was better, I would have probably done all. I would have probably done a speed run of 2016 merit questions. All of them, complex differentiation and integration. Sure, we can do differentiation 2016 merit next. I was planning to do the merit and integration merit first, and then after that, when I get some time, I'll actually rip the videos and put it all together. No, Hugo. I have a tablet that I write on. So, there you go. Oh, I think I just switched it off. Oops. That's not fun, is it? It's a bit embarrassing. You guys can actually see my pin, can't you? Oh, it doesn't see it. There we go. Tablet. All good, King Zag. All good. Obviously, you're from here, Jack. Not very far from where I live. Thanks, Hugo, for the distraction. Who's playing tomorrow? That's going to be a good game. Alright guys, look, we're going to go through question 1D here. So with this question, they've given us W and they're asking you to find the answer in A plus BI form. So what we're really doing is 1 plus 2i squared plus 1 plus 2i and divided by conjugate, so 1 minus 2i. So that's pretty much what W is. Now notice how they actually say you must clearly show each step of your working. The reason they do this is because we can actually get this answer in the calculator, and I would recommend you guys to do this in the calculator to know that you can actually figure out what your final answer is. So the way I do it, we've got 1 plus 2i, 1 plus 2i squared, plus 1 plus 2i, and then divided by 1 minus 2i. Now, if you want to figure out where that I is, it's actually shift 0 on your calculator, and you're going to find the I. So as you can see, the final answer is going to be negative 3.6 plus 4.8 I. Now, if you just write that, you're not going to get any grades for that. So there's a couple of tricks that you can do. And the tricks is this, right? Like, so what I tend to do is I kind of show the marker that I actually understand what I'm doing here. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go 1 plus 2i times 1 plus 2i, because that's what that squared is. Next, I'm going to do 1 plus 2i divided by 1 minus 2i, and of course I've got to multiply by the conjugate of it. So this will become 1 plus 2i and 1 plus 2i. So here are the tricks. The first trick is this. Do this part in the calculator. You don't need to actually show all the working out. So I would just go 1 plus 2i squared. Because I've already shown the marker what I'm trying to do here. So that part there, you don't need to kind of expand it and put it all together. You can just go negative 3 plus 4i plus. Now here's the next trick part. 1 plus 2i squared, we already know what it is. Because if you look at the numerator, this is the same as what we did with the yellow highlighted part. So we can actually write at the top there, negative 3 plus 4i. As for the denominator, what we're going to do is we're going to do that separately. So we're going to go 1 plus 2i multiplied by 1 minus 2i. So we get 5. So we can actually write this as negative 3 plus 4i plus negative 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5i. And from here, you can see that negative 3 3/5 plus 4 4/5 of I. Same thing as negative 3.6 plus 4.8. So grades wise, correct calculation of W squared or W. So I reckon here, that is going to get you an achieved. That right there is going to get you a merit. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, we'll go to the next question. Are we good, guys? We can go to the next question. Okay. Quite crowd today. So we'll go to the next question, all right? Off we go to some of my favorite questions here. Now, this particular question, it might look complicated, but really it's one of my favorite merit questions. I always say to people, like, if you get this question as a merit, you should be able to be done and dusted in about 2 minutes for that. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you guys about 2 to 3 minutes to work on this. Maybe 3 minutes. We'll go through this about 8:20. So have a go at this question. Even if you get the first root correct, you're going to get an achieved for it. But get all 3 solutions correct, you're going to end up with a merit. But I'm going to show you guys a couple of shortcuts on how to do these questions. Pretty much after that, you should be confident in getting getting these questions correct. So Crimson, there is 6 merit questions generally in a paper. So each question, most of the time they have question C and D as a merit, unless they decide to go with 4 questions, which I've seen happen before. Each merit question is worth, so let me put it this way. If you get 1 merit question correct in each of the questions, so question 1 you get 1 merit, question 2 you get 1 merit, question 3 you get 1 merit, you're going to get 15 points, which actually gives you a merit. However, if you get merit in like 2 merit questions correct in question 1, then that gives you a maximum points like 6 points. And then if you get a 1 merit question, that's what say in question 2. So it's, imagine it like this, right? So it's like 1 merit is 5 points with question 1. But if you get 2 merits correct, you actually get 6 points. So ideally, if you want to get a merit, you want to get 1 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this, right? But if you end up getting 1 of this, 1 of this, then that's only going to give you 11 points. So you have to get this to actually get the full merit. So it's a bit annoying in that sense with merits. So that's why I always say to people, like, you get 3 merits, 3 questions correct in an exam paper, you can walk away with a merit. Yeah, so altogether maximum merit questions, if you answer all the merit questions correctly, you're going to get 18 points because it's like 6 times 3. No problem, Luca. I'm glad to help. Alright guys, we're going to go through this question here, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to try and get this question. Now, some people ask me, like, do I need to have my answer in degrees or radians? I'm going to tell you guys this. You can use degrees or radians. It really doesn't matter unless they specify in the question. And most of the times with roots, they don't really specify. You can actually put that in degrees. I like to work in degrees because it's actually a lot easier. So here's step 1 with these questions. What I do is I draw a diagram and I plot where negative 8k6 is. So negative 8k6 is somewhere there. Now in terms of angle, that is going 270 degrees around. So the first step is to write this in polar form. So if Z3 is negative 8k6, in polar form, Z3 is equal to 8k6 cis 270 degrees. Whatever, these guys actually gone with cis pi. No, I just realized I made a mistake. Hold on. Let's try that again. Huge mistake. It has no imaginary parts. It's just a real value, so it should actually be here. Negative 8k6. That's bad, because it has no imaginary, right? It's a real part. So then the angle is going to be 180 degrees. Thought it looked very weird when I did it. There we go. So that's what Z3 is. Now we're going to use De Moivre's theorem, which means we're going to go Z is equal to 8k6 cis 180 degrees to the power of a third. So Z is equal to 8k6 to the power of a third. Cis 180 times 1/3. Now you can actually solve 8k6 to the power of third. When you do that, all you're really doing is like 8 to the power of third, which equals to 2, because 2 cubed is equal to 8. So that's going to be 2, and k, the powers multiply each other, so 6 times a third is 2. Cis 180 divided by 3 is going to give you 60 degrees. So basically this is your first root. And one of the things I tell people to do is have a look here. You've got Z3. If you have Z3, that means you actually have got 3 roots. And if you take 360 degrees and you divide it by 3, you're going to get 120 degrees. That means every root is increasing by 120. So here's the quick way of doing this. Z2, Z3, it's going to have the same modulus, but the angle is going to be 60 plus 120, which is 180, and then 180 plus another 120, which equals to 300 degrees. And pretty much you are done. Now if you get one solution, you get an achieved. You get all 3, you get a merit. And I think that's why it's important to get the one solution, because if you get the one solution, then all you're really doing is adding up the angles to actually get the second and third answer. So let's say if you have something like Z4, so if you have Z4, that's actually 4 roots, so you'd go 360 divided by 4, which equals to 90 degrees. So then you would just add 90 degrees to each one of to the first root, and you'll just keep adding 90 degrees to it till you get to the 4th root. So that is it for this question, guys. Now look, if you do have questions on this, I think if you look through my channel and look for complex roots, you will find a session that's pretty much dedicated to complex roots. If you guys want that link, let me know. I will see if I can try and find it. Where was it? Morris theorem. Trying to find it. Give me a second. Where is this one? Complex roots. Here we go. Okay, found it. Where's the chat? So if you guys want to spend more time on complex roots, that video there, it's supposed to be really good for complex roots. So if you watch that video, that pretty much spends like an hour on it. But like, look, I'll guarantee this to you guys, there's always going to be a complex roots question in your paper, because I have not seen one paper where they did not have complex roots. So spend about an hour watching that video. Trust me, when you get a complex numbers question, you should nail it. Like, you would nail it in like 3 minutes tops for an easy 5-pointer. I don't know why, but that name rings a bell, Yash. Just trying to figure out. Yash Parmar. Trapezium rule. On a calculator, you've got to actually type in the equation, buddy. So there's no magic rule that I know of. If you do know a magic rule, I'd love to know. But as far as I know, trapezium rule is something where you actually have to kind of manually put all the values in. Yeah, Eric. And it's that time of the year when I get sick with throat and cold and whatnot. That could be why, Yesh. That could be why. Alright guys, we'll go to the next question, eh? Alright, check out this question. Beautiful question. And again, it's a question where you can actually use your calculator. So I'll give you guys like maybe a couple of 3 minutes to go through. 8:30 I'll go through the answer. Yes, I probably need to have a look at that because that sounds interesting because it might actually save a hell of a lot of time. Noah, if you want a particular playlist that will help you, is this one here for complex numbers anyway. Check that video out there, Noah, for any for complex numbers. Especially start watching from video 2, but that basically covers all of complex numbers there for you. It's about I think there's about 12 videos there, Noah. I mean, you watch that through. That goes through concept videos, skills, and then it actually goes through the all exam papers as well. Like I mix it up. Like I kind of do the skills and then do the exam questions so people can kind of see what the questions look like. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do this next question, guys. So, as I said to you before, what you want to do is you want to actually do this on the calculator straight away, right? Well, in this is a bit of a weird one because they kind of given you the answer, so you just have to prove it. So what we're going to do is we're doing modulus. So we need to kind of make that into a complex number just on the numerator. So we're going to write it like this. So 4 plus 2i divided by 1 plus I multiplied by 1 minus I and 1 minus I in the numerator. Alright, so once we do that, what we can do is we can actually rewrite that top line there. Well, the bottom line is like we can do the bottom line because that one we can just do it. I mean, we can do both on the calculator, right? So it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you want to do it the long method, you can if you're worried about it. But I'm always about efficiency and going, well, if I can save a bit of time here, I'm going to save it. So as you guys can see, the denominator is 2. As for the numerator, I'm going to do 4 plus 2i and 1 minus I. So that gives me 6 minus 2i. So then I can rewrite this as 3 minus I. So 3 minus I, because it's modulus of it, I can just say it's going to be square root of 3 squared plus negative 1 squared, which actually equals to 9 plus 1, which equals to square root of 10. So as you guys can see, for an achieved, just need to get the 6 minus 2i up there for an achieved. And for the merit, your proof is gonna get you a merit there. let me know if you have any questions. I feel your pain, Mohammed. I feel your pain. Yeah, it's like my head is starting to get a bit smoggy, but I'm gonna take like a nice Codral, and go to sleep. Yeah, yes, I gotta ask you, which school do you go to? Like, I want to know which teacher did it. I really want to see. How'd we get the times? Wellington, Mr. Okay. I think I did some loci question a while. Maybe check the Mathdemic playlist. Oh no, because I gotta multiply by the conjugate, so I can make the denominator a real number. So I'm getting rid of the I in the denominator, so that's why I gotta multiply by the conjugate of it. Upper hat, nice. Alright, any other questions with these guys before we move on to the next one? Tips on level 1 MCAT? That's going to be tomorrow, fella. Because it's going to be late tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Probably 9 or 9:15, because I'm going all in tomorrow. It's just like, I'm sick, but you know what? 2 sessions. Christchurch, boys. CBHS. Okay, guys, so we go to our next question then. Yeah, it was originally set at 8 p.m., but I forgot that I actually have to look after an event at school till 9 tomorrow. And by the time I get home, it will be 9:15, and hopefully I've got some energy to kind of run a quick session. Muhammad, I don't want to, but I really want to just sleep tomorrow. But I get a feeling that there's going to be a lot of level 1s that are going to be stressed out. Yeah, I know. Nah, Matcham, I never really got into it, eh? Never really got into it. Yeah, sorry Noah, we just missed your question there. You keep typing away, Yasham. I'm kind of following that little thread there that you're typing. Okay, what are we doing here? Yeah, I'm with you with that. Alright guys, so this question here, question 3C from 2016 Merit questions. It is really interesting because it's like in the answer schedule, they've actually tried to figure out the other factor. I wouldn't actually do any of that because it actually says 3 minus 4i is one solution, right? Because of that, if I say this, then this is what it means. It basically means that wherever z is, I can put z as 3 minus 4i minus 8 times 3 minus 4i squared plus b times 3 minus 4i minus 50 is equal to 0. right? Now the next thing is I can actually do that all on the calculator. So, but I am going to put that out as working out. So I'm going to go 3 minus 4i to the power of 3. So that gives me minus 117 minus 44i. Then I'm going to do, so I'm going to kind of do this a cheat method, right? So I'm going to go minus 8. I got 3 minus 4i squared. So 3 minus 4i squared, which equals negative 7 minus 24i plus b3 4i minus 50 equals to 0. The next part, I'm going to expand these brackets here. So when I do that, I'm going to get minus 117 minus 44i plus 56 plus 24 times 8, whatever that is. What is that? 192. So 192i. I'm still not touching the b. I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I'll show you guys why. Okay, next thing. I'm actually going to put all the real values together. So the real values is minus 117 plus 56 and minus 50. So that's minus 111. Then I'm going to put all the imaginary parts together. So which is minus 44 plus 192 yeah, so you could do that as well. And I'll show you guys another trick as well. Give me a second. So we got plus 148i plus b times 3 minus 4i is equal to 0. So then I can just rearrange this as positive 111 minus 148i, and then I could put b is equal to 111 minus 148i divided by 3 minus 4i. Now just to keep the marker happy, what I'm actually going to do, and Noah, if you're listening in, I would multiply this by 3 plus 4i. 3 plus 4i. Just to keep the marker happy. Then from here I would go b is equal to, just to keep them happy, I would actually do the top line, 111 minus 148i bracket 3 plus 4i, which gives me 925 divided by, did I miss something there? Yeah, it looks right. 3 minus 4i and 3 plus 4i gives me 25. So 925 divided by 25 is 37. So now this is not the way they've done it in the exam schedule. Like, I'm going to show you guys how they did it. So they actually went z equals 3 minus 4i. They did the whole how that zn minus 2 is a factor. I mean, like I said, like you've actually got a couple of ways of doing this. So this is one method that they use, but you could also use the method that I used as well. So I think in 2017 I did a whole lot of these questions with like just a variety of them. So if you guys go and look in the 2017 complex numbers tutorials live, you will find like literally a library of these types of questions, like all the different types of questions they ask, and you pretty much will get like these types of questions, like variety of these types of questions. Oh, hi Bella, how you doing? Oh, you'll be fine, but I think you'll be surprised. Like, look, if you just keep chipping away at the basics right now at level 1, by the time you get to level 3, it's just a bit of extension of what you're doing right now, and with enough practice you'll be all right. So yeah, any questions with this one, guys, before I go to the last one? By the way, if there are any Year 11s in the stream at the moment, just giving you guys a heads up, tomorrow I'll probably be doing a very late one because I'm going to be stuck at school till like 9 o'clock. I'll show you something here, Noah. Like, look, you know, like how I got the B. I could have just done this in the calculator. I could have just gone 111 minus 148i divided by 3 minus 4i. You know, I'm gonna get that answer straight away. Now, the thing is, I would just do the conjugate. The reason I would do the conjugate is because when it comes to like differentiation, integration, and complex numbers, there's a lot of things that you guys can do on the calculator. But if it's a merit question, they want to see your understanding, and they just don't want to just see you putting random numbers in the calculator and just getting an answer out. So, you know, I would always play it on the safe side, Noah, and just put, anytime you have a complex number in the denominator, I would show them that I'm going to multiply it by conjugate of it. But then in the next line, I'll just put the answer like how I did. Yeah, it's just to be aware, like even with integration questions, right? You know, when you have definite integrals, you got to find like between two intervals, you find the area underneath the curve. Like you can do all of that in the graphics calculator. But what I do is, like, I tell people, you show the integration, you show the substitution, but then you do it in the calculator, because you know the calculator, you're going to get the correct answer. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be cheeky and say this. I probably will get into trouble for saying this. If your marker, all right, and again, I don't know if this happens. I mean, this is a speculation. I could be completely wrong. But if your marker doesn't actually check, they just go check your final answer, and they're like, oh, he's got the final answer. You know, there's a good chance that they might not actually check all of your working. I probably will get into trouble for saying this, but just keep that in mind. If they're a thorough marker, then yeah, they'll check everything. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Noah. So that's why it's like, that's why it's important that you kind of show the marker your understanding. Yes, you could have done that in this case. Michelle, you could have done that. So you could have actually gone 3b equals, yeah, that's another way you could do it as well. Good point, because I'm talking about here. Sorry, not from here. So from here, you could have actually said 3b is equal to 111, b is equal to 111 divided by 3. Yeah, absolutely, that works fine. I don't know why I didn't think of it like that. So Michelle, yes, you could do that too. There you go, Noah. There's another way that's just Michelle pointed out, which could actually work as well. That's the beauty of these types of questions. You've got like so many ways of doing this. You know, and I think the more questions you do them, you kind of start getting the hang of it, and then you kind of go, oh yeah, I remember using this strategy, and I can use this strategy here. So yes, Michelle, like going from that line to 3b equals 111, because real part equals real part, is absolutely fine. Okay. So let's go to the last question for the night, guys, and then I'm on some serious medication so I can go to sleep. This is going to be our last question for today. Whenever you get questions like this, like they say, oh, if u and v are complex numbers, prove this, blah blah blah, whatnot, right? Always remember, if you're not given a complex number, you can do this. So you'd actually put down any letter. So in this case, we can go something like that as a starting point. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to have a go at it, and then I'll go through the answer. Like yes, honestly, I started looking at it, and then I'm like, I struggling to focus, man. I just want to finish this last problem. If you could maybe just give me a message or something like that, I'd love to give credit to you for finding out this. Aaron, I wish, man. Excellence question takes about 20 minutes to do, so no, I'm actually gonna call it a night after this one. Now, this question is just annoying because all you got to do is just a whole bunch of expanding and proving. So just do one side at a time. All right. So do it's like a bunch of quadratics that you got to work with. That's all. I would say do the left-hand side first, and then after that do the right-hand side, and then try and prove both of them equal to each other. I can always do you could always do a calculator video, Yesh. Like, if you show me how to do it, I'll actually make like a little video for it. I think I was supposed to do one for completing the square, a little trick. But it was actually, who was this guy? Jonathan Watkinson. I think I remember his name, Jonathan Watkinson. From last year, he kind of made me figure out how to do completing the square of the graphics calculator. Now, any other day, Aaron, I would have done it. Any other day, I would have just powered through it. But His Majesty is sleeping. But today, man, honestly, I'm like done. Okay, I'll start going through this question here. So the first thing that we've got to do is you've actually got to do u times v on this side first, right? Then we're going to find the conjugate. And then on this side, we're going to do u conjugate multiplied by b conjugate. So on this side, I'm going to do a plus bi multiplied by c plus di. Cheers, Yesh. So then it's just doing your quadratics here. Okay, that's a lot of lines. So we're gonna get AC plus ADI plus CBI plus BDI squared. So we've got AC plus ADI plus CBI minus BD, because remember I squared is actually -1, so that's why it becomes minus BD. So next up we've actually got what do we have? So we've got AC minus BD plus AD, I'm gonna put that in a bracket, plus CBI. So all I've done there is just taken the imaginary and just taken the imaginary value out. Now it does say it's the conjugate of it. So what's the conjugate of it? So if the conjugate of it, have I made a mistake here? No. So the conjugate, so this is, let's just put it like this. UV is that. Then UV conjugate is going to be AC minus BD minus, come on, AD plus CBI. Because the only thing that I've changed with the conjugate is that minus sign there. Alright? So on this side, I've got conjugate of U, which is A minus BI, conjugate of V, which is C minus DI. Then I expand the brackets, and I'm going to get AC minus ADI minus CBI plus BDI squared. So here I've got I squared is -1, so it's going to become minus BD. Then I've got AC minus BD minus ADI minus CBI. So I is a common factor, so I'll take it out. And I got AD plus CBI. So as you guys can see, both of these things are equal to each other. So proof wise, if you get one of either of those sides, you get achieved. But if you get merit for both situations, so if you actually put it so that the left hand side equals to right hand side, then you're going to get a merit for that. Questions on that, people? All right, I cannot believe I actually pulled it off. Yeah, cheers, Yash, but like I said, man, I don't think I'm gonna have a look at it tonight. I'm just gonna take some tablets and go to sleep. So when do I see you guys next? I see you guys on next week Thursday. We'll try and do differentiation and integration. And I think I was supposed to do like a giveaway for a t-shirt, a couple of t-shirts. We might do it after the MCAT when I'm a little bit better. Yeah, because I think I need to send about a couple of masks away. So no worries, Salty. No worries, Gagster. You're welcome. Yeah, no, I just worked through that playlist that I put up, that Mathematic playlist. That definitely helps. Yeah, I'd say just go through the playlist, because that playlist pretty much has everything you need to know for complex numbers, apart from loci, I believe, but it's still some good stuff in there. No worries, Nathan, you're welcome. Hey guys, look, normally I'd sit and chat, but I'm out, man. I need some sleep. I'll catch you guys next week. 30K by end of year. You're dreaming, mate, dreaming. I don't think so. I mean, I'd love it, but it'd be crazy to get to 30K. But nah, I'm gonna go get some shut-eye. I think there is some, Michelle. I just can't remember where. I don't know if I did it in... I think I might have done it in that Mathematic series. Maybe the last video. Was it the last video? Yes, it is the last video. So... locus questions to finish the series. So let me just share the video for you. Give me a second. There you go. That should be a locus questions right there. That's the last bit of questions in that series. So that should kind of help you, Michelle, with that. I mean, does some basic stuff, but like it's pretty much the same thing. It's just like you just replace x and y, and you pretty much get on the way with it. Sharp Michael. There's always one person that's stats fanatic that comes on. No worries, Abdullah. Alright guys, checking out. I'll see you guys in next week Thursday, and then if I'm better by then, I will try and organize that giveaway for your t-shirt on Friday next week, hopefully. Alright, take care. Till then, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.